Okay, I have not been looking forward to this one. Power Rage. This car, in all of my testing, has been an abomination. Apparently it has good downforce though, so we're going to see how we go. Hopefully it has a bit of luck on the Sky Realm because it has good downforce. The interior view is manageable. It was significantly worse in the past. Now it's bearable. Alright, let's see what this... What, you call this downforce? Your car just spun. I'm actually fighting the car just to stay straight here. Alright, now that we've got some speed behind it, it's not as bad, but it is just sort of sliding out. That's just that rear wheel drive issue, where the back end tries to overtake the front end. Oh my god. Let's just nitrox the way down, see if we can even get to the bottom of this damn hill. Alright, we can. But we can't maintain control. Like, horrendous. That made Synchro look good. That was an abomination. Worse than RDO4? Yeah, I'd say worse than RDO4. Power Rage. Sorry. I'm actually tallying these all up and putting them all in a list. Just so once it's all done, I can have that list for review. And we'll do something with that. Alright. How does this go on the ice? I'm not looking forward to seeing how this goes on the ice. Yep. Already out of control. That's okay. That's not so bad. I can live with a little lost control. Oh my god. I've never felt so miserable in my life as trying to do this. This is awful. Just trying to stay on is harder than trying to finish this track in other cars. Staying straight is just not an option. You just kind of got to accept it for what it is. Downforce is worthless when you have the same grip as a shopping trolley. You'd have more grip on a tech deck. Like, honestly, you'd have a better time riding a tech deck and not falling off this damn track or not spinning out. Now, this car's going to have a huge problem with the loop. Remember, the game, like the physics engine was updated to improve things like this recently. So this actually used to be worse. Oh yeah, it's got nice nitrox. That's cool. Really helpful for flying into the abyss after the track has failed me. So yeah, worst car I've ever put on that track. Power Rage. No one avert crashed this, man. Alright, let's see how it goes without any like serious obstacles other than the road turns. First up, we're going to do this bouncy section. I think it will just yeet this car. No, held on quite well. So far better than Synchro. Oh no. Rough. Let's grab some nitrox. We're probably going to need it here. Just getting over the loop was a bit of a problem there. Just because it loses control so easy. As soon as this thing gets any speed, the heavier and more powerful back end just wants to overtake the front end, especially if you do any form of turning. Unfortunately, these loops are not straight or flat, So you do kind of need to turn to get over the loop. Alright, done deal. Not that bad at all, just had to take it a bit slower. Oh. That was probably more, you know, the corner and me making mistakes than the car itself. I'm not going to use that as a verdict of, hey, this car can't turn. That went well. It's holding. Up. It was. We'll try again, because I actually want to try some corners in this thing. I'd like to be able to do the hairpins in it, just see how it goes. It was starting to hold up pretty well. Wasn't the worst. Helps to not miss. Do dislike that I've just still haven't got the hang of this loop skip. I think you need to do it just really slow, honestly. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously it's got to be quick enough to make the gap, but it doesn't take much. There we go. Alright, nothing extreme here. I'm not going to try anything silly. I'm just going to take it as easy as possible. Even going slow, this thing is a bit of a nightmare to drive. Not doing too bad there. This one's going to be a problem. Yeah. As long as you're not doing a big drift, it seems to hold on. I really hope I don't screw this one. I'm just going to slow it down, honestly. Yeah. Even at a slower speed, it just spun. Definitely not a car I want to be taking around this track, let alone any others. This is definitely the best it's done of any track. This section's not so bad. Oh, that was probably because I boosted though. So let's just lay off the nitrox and see if we can do the rest of it. Took that one nice. No, honestly, like, it's just, it doesn't like speed in a racing game. That's not ideal. What is that? That's interesting. Nice. I love that cat. Should have known that was there. Another time that I landed there. Yeah, so not a fan of Power Rage on that track. It's probably not the worst thing I've driven on there, but it's definitely not the best either. Now we're going to try one last one, which we will do the Storm Run one as well, but we're going to give it a look at Cosmic. see how that goes for us. Okie dokie. So I'm just waiting for it to lift up because it will start doing that pretty quickly. It doesn't seem to be doing too bad. It's holding stable, but it's very hard to keep straight. It is just swaying a lot. Its top speed is not so good either. It is still just losing speed from my nitrox, which means its top speed is going to be lower than 440. Yeah, that's awful. It's probably the slowest car in the game too. On top of the fact that it handles like a wrapper in the wind. Looks like about a 414 is its maximum. Oh, rough. I'm gonna try I'll boost it till it flies into the distance. See at what speed this car gives up. You having trouble? There it goes. About 13. Which isn't too bad. That's quite fast. Can't even find that button then. Couldn't find the mouse really. Alright, now we're going to give it a shot at the Storm Realm. Not going to go as far as to say that it was the worst car I've ever put on Cosmic Realm, but it was pretty far down there. That was possibly my fault. Try again, just in case. It kept getting itself stuck up on that edge. It was very hard to get it off the edge, especially knowing that it struggles with turning. Yeah, no, it's no good. The car is... Alright, so Power Rage, final verdict. If you're trying to get like a lap record or like any track records, this car is not for you. You're not going to be able to use it to beat any record times. Or if you just want to finish a track, just get to the end so you can unlock a car. Also, don't use this car. If you want to reenact Vert's crash on the water realm, so you'd have to drive through the entire track, get onto the water section, and then be able to drive it off into a rock. Probably don't use this car. It's really awful for any sort of cornering at all, but in a straight line, it also kind of sucks. It just may be the worst car in the game, and its abysmal top speed doesn't help. It helps it stay on the track a bit better, which it needs all the help in the world it can get for that, but it doesn't help it enough. It needs to have a worse top speed for that to matter. Yeah, so Power Rage, don't drive it. It belongs in whatever abyss it fell into after Vert threw it into a rock.